In Fresno County, yeah, we have 34 physical branches. We have additional services outside of that, yeah, all the way from Big Creek to Orange Cove, Layton, Firebaugh. Those are kind of the outlying, Carruthers, Easton, many in Fresno metro area, such as Politi. My name's Sally Gomez. I am the county librarian for Fresno County Public Library. I am the leadership role for the library, so I am in administration, management, and kind of do a variety of things. This is the Leo Politi Branch. We just celebrated our 50-year anniversary here in this location. It is, far outgrown its size, and we're just ready to expand into something larger. This location where we're at now, which is First and Bullard, is now more or less the center of Fresno. It used to be more south, but as Fresno continues to grow north, the central location is moving north, and so this is kind of a really central hub. It's been quite a long time we've been looking to expand. The difficulty with this location and with a lot of our metro is that everything's landlocked. There's not a lot of places where you can build. There's no free vacant areas. To still call it the Politi Branch and serving this location, you can't get too far out. There's a certain sphere. Well, there was a need and a demand. We have a really robust group of advocates here and library users that have long been asking for a larger space. Our friends of the library were key in that. They were always looking, always sending us, hey, we saw this vacant building, maybe you guys want to look at this. Because of that, our friends group led a very robust charge to advocate for the library, and they went on a letter writing campaign. Had neighborhood residents, community residents, friends of the library members writing, calling, emailing the corporate, location, and they came around and they said, let's talk about this. Having a larger space will allow us to have more defined areas for children, for teens, for adults, for computer use, and then we can also have a quiet room. So if somebody does want to be in a area where it's really, there's not a lot of noise in the background, they can do that. They'll have that space to go to, and then we'll have study rooms that can be reserved for small groups to study. We still see it as a community place for people to come, and we have so many services. We have, our librarians and our staff are trusted sources for information, right? So when you're looking for something and you want to ask questions or you just need some resources, they're the ones that have that information and that can provide it for you one-on-one in person. And that kind of is hard to find nowadays, Most of our digital offerings are web-based, so we don't have an issue with space for that reason. We do still have a number of audiobooks, books on CD. We look at our stats, we kind of look at the space that we have for physical items, and we adjust. Our collections, most of our fiction is what we call floating, so they don't necessarily stay where they're at. They kind of move around the system based on where they're checked out and where they're returned or requested, because you can actually request to have a book delivered to your local branch. There's no cost to have a library card. It's absolutely free. Everything we have, all of our materials can be checked out with no fees. Everything's free. The only time you'll incur a fee or a fine is if you are late. It's 25 cents a day. Up to, I believe the cap is $4 per item. We have a lot of online services, databases. Some of them you have to be in branch to use. Some of them you can use from home. It depends on the vendor that we purchase the database from, and whether they have restrictions on how we are able to let people use it. People that find the Ancestry, that we have ancestry.com, so you can come into a branch and use that for free. So we're funded through Measure B, which is a 1/8 of a cent sales tax. And it's provided a good portion of our budget that helps us pay for staff, pay for materials, and pay for facilities. And so because it's a 1/8 of a cent of a sales tax, obviously when people are spending more, it means that we have a little bit more spending money. We're very frugal, and we are very attentive to the needs. And so we plan ahead, and anytime that we have cost savings, we set it aside and we can invest in projects like this.